What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we've got ourselves another reveal from Wave 4 of the Transformers trading card game. Starting to feel a lot like the reveals are about to start going. It is Ratbat, and according to the lovely folks over at Transformers TCG Towers, this aggression cannot stand, so from now on, mark your calendars and stock up on bizarre party favors, because August the 9th is International Ratbat Day. Well, my wife and I are celebrating by ordering pizza, so I'd better get this video finished so I can go get me some pizza. So Ratbat then, it is a spy patrol, which is extremely interesting because it means that it works beautifully with the sound wave that we got back in Wave 3. It is in fact the first spy patrol that we've had since Wave 3 came out, so we've now actually got 3 options in terms of spy patrol rather than the 2 previously. We'll have a proper chat about spy patrols in a moment, but first let's just take the character on its own merits and see what it does. So it is a 6-star character, it is exceptionally weak, we're not expecting good stats and we don't get good stats. Health of 10 is fine, attack of 3 is alright, defense of 2 is quite good. But they're in different modes. Attack of 0 is terrible, defense of 1 is not good. So when you're in alt mode, you're sitting there kind of health of 10, defense of 2, you got a bit of bulk to you. And sitting there in bot mode, you got attack of 3, so you've got a little bit of threat in terms of an attacker, though not too much. But we've got decent skills here. In bot mode, we've got another one of these new revenge skills. Choose a battle icon color, then look at your opponent's hand and scrap a card from it that has a battle icon of that color. And if that sounds a little bit familiar, it probably should. It is Espionage. Espionage from Wave 2 Red, choose a battle icon color, then look at your opponent's hand and scrap a card from it that has a battle icon of that color. And the way we think about this is basically the same way that we think about Espionage. If you're playing against an aggro orange deck, you can pick orange and you're very likely to be able to scrap a great card. If you're against a proper defensive blue deck, you can probably pick blue and have your choice of cards to discard. Outside of that, you are running into awkward territory. You might not be able to pick the right one. But having said that, there are very, very few cards in the Transformers TCG that actually let you pick the card to discard from your opponent's hand. So it's kind of nice in that regard. Of course, it is a revenge skill, so it only works when you're KO'd, so it's kind of a one-shot deal. Unless, of course, you want to take advantage of I Still Function, in which case, every time you use I Still Function, this comes back, lasts a turn, gets KO'd, and you get the revenge skill all over again. Flipping over into bot mode, we've got a tap skill. It's a Spy Patrol, Micromaster-ish one, so, you know, we expect a tap skill. You do not have to discard a card from your hand to use it, though. That's one of the things that made the Spy Patrol quite so cool. Reveal the top card of your deck, and repair 1 damage from each of your characters for each different color among that card's battle icons. This is really, really nice. Now, generally speaking here, you're going to be healing 1 or 2. There's plenty of cards out there with 1 battle icon. There's plenty that have 2 different. I mean, back in Wave 1, we didn't have many. We had Rollout and Matrix of Leadership. But since then, we've had a whole bunch in Wave 2 and Wave 3, and we'll get a whole bunch more in Wave 4 that allow you to heal too. That's kind of nice. But let's not forget, we've actually had a couple cards revealed, one of which has been released, that have 3 different battle icon colors. We had Fuel Cash back in Wave 3, and one of the very few cards we've had revealed from Wave 4 so far is Relentless Invasion, and both of those cards have a white, an orange, and a blue icon. So if you can flip one of these, you're healing 3. Now, this is exceptionally relevant. If you can heal 3, it's going to be amazing. Because we looked just yesterday at the new Hot Rod, and I was effusive in my praise. Link to that video in the description. And that had a new keyword skill, Safeguard. Now, Hot Rod's got Safeguard free. That means if you're undamaged, you can only take a maximum of 3 damage. So you can potentially work it here, you're undamaged, you take 3 damage when you're attacked. But then Ratbat comes along and heals 3 damage and you're good to go. Healing 2 is Medic, and that's fine, but we've seen Healing 2. Medic's been out since Wave 1, although I'm showing you the Wave 3 up because it's beautiful. This really does give you a really fun option for trying to do a little bit more, because healing 3 is not easy. We can do it, I showed you yesterday we can do it using emergency maintenance, but emergency maintenance only heals 3 if you've got more stars in your KO area than on the battlefield. That's not an ideal situation. Also, right, if you're using Hot Rod, you've got to get more stars in your KO area than on your field before you've taken any damage with Hot Rod, or at least any damage you can't heal. That's unlikely. So this is amazing, but then the question becomes, well, I want to heal 2 or 3 every turn. If only there was some way to fix the top card of my deck, and there is. Because incoming transmission back in Wave 1, draw 2 cards, then put a card from your hand on top of your deck. So all you need to do is make sure you play incoming transmission before you use the tap ability. You guarantee what the top card of your deck is going to be, and then you can roll with that. Of course, we also had the keyword skill Plan introduced in Wave 2, and Plan lets you just put a card on top of your deck. So that means that you can basically just... well, you can plan ahead quite literally here. You can know what is on the top of your deck, and that helps you massively. Until now, Plan has really been most useful for just making sure you flip the right card while attacking, because you're planning on your turn and then you're going to be attacking and flipping your cards. This gives a whole new use for Plan, and that's beautiful. Now, the thing you got to watch here is that a lot of Plan happens when attacking. So, Decepticon Crown looks great. You put on Decepticons only, hey, Ratbag's a Decepticon, great. And then when any of your Decepticons attacks, Plan 1. The problem is you attack and then you flip it, well, so it's just not working, right? You need to put the card down before you actually go ahead and attack. Although, incidentally, the best cards for fixing with Ratbag are multiple icon cards where one of them is green, like Decepticon Crown. Because after flipping for attack or defense, you can, at the end of the battle, swap a card in your hand for a green icon card that you flipped during the battle, so you can get it back, guarantee it's in your hand, and oh look, now you've got a card with 2 battle icons to put on top to guarantee that you can heal too. Unfortunately, as it stands at the moment, we don't have any cards that have 3 battle icons, one of which is green. If we ever do, great with Ratbag. But you could use something like Secret Dealings here, which again is a double icon card, one of which is green. You play it, you draw a card, and then Plan 1, which means that this is great for keeping in your hand to put down with Plan, or using Plan. So that's kind of cool. We do also have another option, but it's kind of for Autobots. So we got Field Repair. You repair 1 damage from one of your characters if it's an Autobot. Plan 1. You're unlikely to be using this in an Autobot deck, unfortunately. So, yeah, sorry about that. So that's basically how you use this. You want to use something like Incoming Transmission or Secret Dealings to put a double icon card, and with green it's going to be easier to find them, on top, so you tap and heal 2, or repair 2. That's pretty good. And like I say, you can try and pull off something like Fuel Cache, but it's going to be difficult. As a side note, both the cards we've had with 3 icons so far are star cards, which gets awkward. Now, Ratbat is a range character, so you've got all the usual things like marksmanship and armed hovercraft and all that kind of stuff. But it's also a spy patrol, and I like spy patrol, because that means it works with Soundwave. Now, Soundwave we got in Wave 2, and in bot mode, when it attacks, you untap each of your spy patrols. And Soundwave is sitting there as an 11-star character. And essentially, in Wave 2, you had to play, if you wanted to go full Spy Patrol, you had to go Laserbeak and Ravage, because they were your only options. Laserbeak is a 5 cost, Ravage is a 5 cost, that gave you 4 stars left over. Now here, incidentally, Ratbag is actually more expensive than the others, it is a 6 cost. Which will still, I mean, you'll play it with a 5 cost, that's 11, with the 11 for Soundwave, will give you 3 stars left over, that is 1 fewer. So if you go for this, you are giving up a star compared to the others, but I like this. This seems really good. You've got hand disruption, and you've got a little bit of healing. Laserbeak's got PS2 in bot mode, and in alt mode, you draw a card and scrap a card when you flip to it. Ravage is vanilla in alt mode, but in bot mode, it's got a tap skill where you do 1 damage to an enemy. If they've got 4 defense or more, you deal 2 damage to it instead. Which is kind of cool. I kind of like that. That sounds kind of fun to me. And it really depends what you're going for. Laserbeak's got draw power, Ravage does cheeky damage, Laserbeak's got a bit of hand disruption, but largely is there for the healing. We've got another Spy Patrol option. I can't sit here right now and tell you it's better than the others. It really depends on what kind of deck you're trying to make. But given that any Soundwave deck is going to, stop me if this sounds obvious, revolve around Soundwave, you kind of want to keep Soundwave on the field. And 15 health is already very high. I would be really tempted to play this in a Soundwave deck, because it makes it more likely you're going to keep Soundwave on the field, which has got to be the point of a Soundwave deck. I like this very much indeed, but I would like to know what you think about it, so please do let me know in the comment section. Go nuts, be nice, and then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, and follow me on Twitter at the Wossy, where we talk Transformers, and what other games take my fancy. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wossy Plays.